You've heard about haunted houses, but have you heard about haunted houseboats? Moving into a portside rental seemed like a good thing during the pandemic. As parents, we lost our jobs and sold our house. Now we had plenty of money to enjoy life as long as we kept the kids to a strict budget. The houseboat had 2 decks, upper and lower, with a small rowboat attached to the pier. The owner had even placed some fake palms along the deck, assuring us they didn't need any watering. The main floor was our living space with bath, with 3 tiny rooms upstairs. Still, we made it work by selling off most of our worldly possessions. The first part of June went well, but then it went downhill on the 6th. Why we hadn't asked for references, I'll never know. I was in the bath getting ready to join my spouse in bed when the small mirror above the sink fogged up. As I wiped it off with a cloth, I heard crackling sounds. I stopped, and the sounds stopped. Then I wiped it again. This was puzzling. Was there something behind the mirror? I was about to open the cabinet door when the numbers 666 appeared on the mirror's surface. In the distance, I heard a phone ring. What the? Had I wiped off something, revealing the numbers beneath? I was about to search for my aftershave, but then the numbers faded. I wasn't a chemist, but wondered if that was even possible. Then there was a knocking on the door. I opened it. "There was a strange phone call," said my wife. "Some gibberish about June 6th and the 6th hour or something." "Odd," I replied. "I have a bad feeling about this. Like the owner is a psycho or something. He wrote those numbers on the mirror that showed up when I cleaned it, but now they're gone." "It's not even Halloween," Grace said, sighing. "It's probably just a joke. We should ignore it and he'll stop." Just then, the 2 kids started screaming. We both ran out of the bathroom and up the short flight of steps to the top deck. "What's wrong?" asked their mom while I went to look outside. "Oh no," I cried. "What's wrong?" asked Grace. "We're floating away from shore." "How can that be?" Then I gazed down at our 2 kids. Their skin turned moldy gray and their eyes glowed red. "Hey," I cried, "are you a demon? Release my daughter." I ran to our son and shook him. My wife cried, "We need to get out of here." But how? As I spoke, the walls started crackling and turning black. "Now," she said. I scooped up both our children and headed to the stairs. She followed behind. By the time we were down the steps, the entire upper deck was not just black. It was gone, revealing the sky above. "We have to get out of here," I yelled. "Something is obliterating everything." "Get in the rowboat," I cried, dropping the 2 kids. They were frozen in place except for their demon faces. Their teeth chomped up and down. I tried to hold on to them, but steered clear of the teeth. My wife struggled to remove the line from the deck of the houseboat. "Got it," she finally said. I grabbed the oars and rowed us away from the house. The air was freezing cold, releasing an icy mist into the air. "Can't see where I'm going," I called out. "Look," I pointed to where the remainder of the houseboat floated. The black algae soon obliterated the lower deck, including the fake palm trees. Then it was gone. "But what about the children?" my wife cried. "How do we get them back to normal?" I shrugged. "If we can make it back to shore, we can go to a hospital." Then the phone rang. "Hello?" "Why didn't you tell us this before? I could file a lawsuit with you." He grew angry, then hung up. What was that about? I sighed. The owner of the houseboat said he mixed up the dates. The houseboat goes weird on June 6th, on the 6th hour, the 6th minute, and 6th second. What? Every year? My wife asked. The mist soon cleared from the air. I was relieved to see the two kids were returning to normal. Hey, what happened? Asked Ryan. I feel strange, said Mary. We're going to the hospital, I told them. Yes, every year. He thought it was in July for some reason. We can't let this happen again, I yelled. We could call the police, but they wouldn't believe us, Grace said. We finally saw the shore in the distance, and there by the port was the houseboat. My wife stayed in the car with the kids while I ran to grab our things. Finally, you're back, my wife said. As we were driving away, the houseboat disappeared once again. Was the owner even real? We asked ourselves. I'm starting to think he wasn't. Every now and then, I'd see a faint red gleam in my children's eyes. But other than that, they were happy and healthy, and that's all I could ever hope for. For fun, exactly 1 year later, we went to the docks to see if the houseboat would magically reappear. It never did. Its mission was complete.